Hey, leadership family. Thank y'all for tuning back in. I look forward to this now. It took me a little while to get used to being on camera and get used to kind of just speaking to you all through this medium, but I hope y'all are getting some value out of this, and I am. If anything, it's just helping me get out of my comfort zone and, breaking through my unwillingness to share what I have. I was really good at sharing with people one-on-one and in group settings, but I had this little bit of hesitancy, probably fear of getting on camera and really putting it out there. But, together, you all have helped me, and I hope I'm helping you. I appreciate that. But so what I want to talk about today is the importance of systems, and essentially the importance of systematizing pretty much everything you do throughout your day. My processes and my systems begin with planning out the week ahead. I have a very specific way that I plan out my week and then my day to day. And then I usually write down on a piece of paper 3 really big high value things that I'm going to accomplish no matter what. It's like they're non-negotiables. I will get them done until I get them done. That helps me to really systematize my day, but to really do it by prioritizing the high value things. And it helps to also compartmentalize what I'm doing and not having to really put so much time and energy into the day into what I'm going to do next, but to really pour all of my energy into the predefined things that I've already said, this is what I'm going to do. So it really helps you to kind of get in that flow state during your day, during the actual task. Now, we've all been there. We've all been in there where we don't know what to do. We don't know if what we're doing is actually worth our time, because it's hard to tell because we're in the moment. And so it's kind of like driving a car. You're just looking at what's in front of you. But if you were really optimizing that vehicle, you'd look in the rearview mirror to see where you had been. You'd sort of calculate where you're going. You'd have a GPS telling you where the destination, the desired destination is. So by doing all those things and using the tools in the vehicle the way it's intended, we can get so much better, let's say, gas mileage. We can get so much more efficiency out of our time and effort. So we're big on implementing this in the individual and in the company or family or whatever the group is. So for an individual, you hear us talk all the time about fit, fearless, and free. So, the body, mind, and spirit. And we have a system of how we achieve each one of those, from how we work out. So we have specific routines that track our weights we're lifting, our progress we're making. We're able to track our diets, how much we're intaking. Is that giving us the fuel needed to fuel those workouts? Are we losing weight or gaining weight based off our goal? So by having a goal and then having a system, we're able to measure along the way and use those measurements, kind of like looking in that rearview mirror that I gave you of the car. That's our rearview mirror to look back and say, was what we did it give us our desired results? And then we can kind of recalculate in the moment and see if we need to veer off this road and go a different way or whatever. And so the same thing with an organization. We break it down again into 4 processes. So the people, the product, the process, and the promotion. And with inside each of those pillars that we call them the 4 pillars or 4 buckets, we have a process for the people, a process of how we interview people, of how we integrate people into our family, our culture, all the way from interview all the way through to progressing them throughout the organization, and on an individual level, how we interact. And then of course the product, it's everything from specs to the manufacturing process. Everything along the way, we have processes or systems, and we're also able to measure. Are we improving on a per unit basis? Are we increasing our margins? All these different things, but they're all measurable. And then the process, of course, is kind of self-explanatory, but when you begin to look at things with a process-oriented mindset or through that lens, it helps you to look at everything and really you almost become like a mad scientist, and you're like, okay, wait, that process is broken. I need to fix that process. And that's where we're able to look at the process on the micro level of each individual thing. But when we say process in this instance, it's really the macro. So the whole process of how everything we do fits together. Like shareholders, stakeholders, everything, how we interact with our vendors, the whole 9 yards, how we're perceived by our competition. And then of course, promotion, kind of that self-explanatory, but how do we promote? So how are we promoting that final product? And this is true for service industry. So if you have a service, we consider that the product. Your service is your product. But so in the promotion pillar or bucket, it's how do we portray ourselves in the marketplace? How are we seen in the marketplace? How do we get in front of our customer? What's our customer acquisition cost? What is our marketing? What's our return on marketing? All these different measurable metrics that we can look at and see, was this successful or was this ad spend better? And in each one of these, like I said, it's the macro and the micro systems that help us. So that's what I want to kind of I don't want to go long on these. I've been trying to keep these videos short to keep your all's attention. And because I know as leaders, your time is very valuable. It's at a premium and you don't have time to sit down and always watch a 30, 45 minute YouTube video. These are meant for you to watch, for you to take it in, have a little bit of time to sort of digest it, reflect on it, meditate, marinate on it, and go out and implement it in your daily actions. If you want some longer content, maybe while you're driving or something, we've got our podcast, Lessons in Leadership. It's on Spotify, it's on Apple Podcast, it's on Google. So we're all over the place, but this medium for me reaching you all is just meant to get this short stuff out. So my challenge today is, as you go about your daily task, look for those ways that you can systematize what you do. Like I have a system of even how I get ready in the morning. I go work out. So I have my gym shorts, I have my socks, my shoes are in a certain place right by where I charge my phone. Like my headphones are a certain place, my famous neon green headphones that you all guys ask about all the time. But it's there. And I'm almost like a robot now. I get up, I measure out my oats. I know exactly, measure out my whey protein. It's down to a system. I have about 30 minutes or so that I eat, catch up on some news, and then I'm getting ready, letting that digest, emails, bam, I'm out the door. Like it's very systematized. And then I'm at the gym. I know already my plan is, I know what body part I'm hitting that day. I have a tracker on my phone that we'll share. I know how much I lifted last time. I know if I'm in a mass gaining, I'm usually on a 5x5. If I'm trying to cut weight, I might go in a 10x10, 10 sets of 10 reps. Even burpees, I do a lot of burpees post-workout. I know how many I'm doing per set. So it's all systematized. When I go to work, I know exactly what I need to focus on, what my objectives are for that day. I have detailed to-do list. And like I said, I always on the macro level, I have my 3 major high value, high return things that I'm going to get done regardless of what happens. Like if I say I'm going to make 3 phone calls to prospect and I don't get it done, something happens and it's like late at night, I'm doing it. And if they say, why the hell are you calling me? I say, because I have to, man. I had to. I made a promise to myself. But that's it. What can you do in your day-to-day routines to systematize and make things more routine, more measurable, and more achievable? Think about it. Implement. Do me one favor. Get off social media and go get work done.